Here I am with a character who I can move around the scene and who can move objects around the scene. And you might notice that the animations on this character are both um, loops. The box idle, as long as nothing else is happening, she'll stay in idling. And then once she's running, as long as the um, button's being held down, she'll continue to run. And so I've used for switching between loops, I've used a boolean. And now I want to add uh, some animations that are not loops, a punch and a kick. And so for those, I'll add um, a trigger. So I'll say punch and kick. So these will be triggers, not booleans. So I don't have to reset them to whenever I in the code. Whenever she stops running, I reset to box idle. But these will happen one time, and then they'll immediately go back to whatever she was doing before. So let's go get some. Let's go get some animations. I picked this punch. I don't know if it's the best punch, but it looks pretty forceful. It's not very fast, and I think fast punches are better. But these are fast, but they are 3 punches, and I don't have to bother with that, like making sense of that. So I've got, I think it was this one. No, well, no, I like that one better. It's faster. So I'll get this one, and you might recall that we found out we needed to download with skins for the walk, and I just don't see any reason to change that. So we'll just keep doing with skins. I don't want to have any glitches. So the only thing I'm changing is the frames per second. And then we'll get a kick. I kind of want a kickboxing kick. All these weird kicks. This one seems too high. Maybe not. I kind of want one that's about chest high. Let's see if we can find. Maybe this one. Yeah, maybe it's about hip high. And then we have these crazy ones like zombie kicking. Again, I recommend getting a neutral one. And hurricane kick. I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that one. Maybe this one? Yeah. I like this one partly because I just like it. So, MMA kick, is that what this is? Yeah. Okay. So I'll get this kick. Maybe. I'm going to keep looking for a sec. Yeah, this was good enough for me. So, again, with skin. Oh, okay. And MMA kick. And I think it's the same place. I just got cross punch. And here's the MMA kick. All right, so we're going to go through some steps we've already gone through, but the difference is that I'm using a trigger, not a boolean, so it doesn't have to be reset to false. Is the key there? Okay, and I guess that I'm going to use Q and E keys on my keyboard to make this happen. First, I'll add the animations. So let's get in the animations. And I have MMA kick and cross punch. MMA kick. So first we'll rig it for generic, for humanoid, and then we'll change the name. And we'll set no loop time, we don't want it to loop. And say apply. And I might as well get the, that was the kick, might as well get the punch. Where's my punch? Cross punch. Okay, and then here's the kick, and I can roll this down, find the, still called mix 'em up, somehow that didn't take, so let's, yep. And just to be sure, yep, it is set to humanoid, kick, okay, somehow that didn't take, it won't let me apply, okay. I just hit enter, that works, okay. And so now this should be called kick. Controller Command D for duplicate. Drag it in here. I'll put these down here, I guess. And my punch. Yep, this one didn't change either. Now it's called punch. Control D to duplicate it and bring it out. And then probably, I guess it's from box idle. I think probably if I'm running and I stop, then I go into the idle and I can kick. So we'll do this, make transition. This is right click to get these arrows. And we want the transition to and from. Box idle, kick, has exit time. Not here, because I don't want it to exit out of box idle, but I will have an exit time on the way back in to box idle. I'll show you what I mean. So here's from box idle to kick, no exit time. Instead, we say punch. And that's a trigger. There's no is true business going on there. And then back, we say has exit time. So I don't have to do anything to tell it to go back to box idle. And that's the key. I tell it to punch, I want it to punch. If I keep telling it to punch, I want it to keep on punching. When I stop telling it to punch, I want it to just go on back to box idle. And so then here, the same thing on this side. No exit time from box idle to punch. Instead, we have a punch trigger, and then we do have an exit time back into box idle. Then we have to change the code just a little bit. So I've added to my move transitions. You may call it something else, but it's the code that that makes my character move around in the directions I've chosen, the vector 3 stuff. I've added to the update function, after this move character business, I've added punch kick, and that looks like this. If capital I input capitals get key down, curved bracket key code dot Q, so there's a dot here as well, I don't think I read, and then we end our curved brackets, curly bracket Ani, which is my variable that I created to access the animator. I made it equal to the component and the animator component here. Ani set trigger kick. And the same thing down here, if input key down, get key down, key code E, Ani set trigger punch. So, having saved this, if I come back into my game, and I hit E, I get a punch, and Q, I get a kick. And let's just move over here just a little bit and see if I can't kick the cube. So I do believe that this isn't gonna happen. I'm going to take off the obstacle push for just a second. Let's see here now. So here's my. I do need to turn this off out of game mode, and I think. Obstacle push. I should be able to just turn it off here, but I'm not sure that works. Let's try it. We'll know immediately if I run into the box and it moves, and it does. So I think I have to delete it. And I can do that here. Remove component. This makes it'll make perfect sense to me if I could turn these off, but no. Okay. So now I won't be able to move it. That's great. And now I can test this. I think my leg is going right through that. Yeah. And that's what I figured would happen. So what I need is another collider on the leg here. Yeah. So that's what I need is another collider. A box. I'll put a box on the foot, and I'll put a box on the hand that will collide with things. So for now, I'm going to leave the obstacle push off of my dummy. I can always just drag it back up there, so I don't have to rewrite that code or anything. But right now, yeah. So I need another collider. So what's happening is when I had the obstacle push, in fact, even with obstacle push on my character, oh, that won't work. Won't work with the while the play mode is on. Now though, I should have obstacle push. Yep. It's a different question. Oh, I meant to kick. Yeah, so the foot just goes right through it. So it's a different question about pushing and with the whole body. The obstacle push is I believe the character controller pushing the box here has a, what do we call it? The box has a box collider, and I believe it's this that's pushing the. But you can see, the foot's outside of that when it's kicking or when it's punching. It's not extended, so we need an extra collider for the punch and for the kick, and we'll put those on in the next video.